5 fabled shipwrecks that have yet to be found. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Massive Phenomenon. 5. The MS München. The MS München was a German lighter aboard ship, or last ship, from the Hapag-Lloyd Company. It was built in 1972 and typically sailed between Bremerhaven, Germany, and Georgia, USA. On December 7, 1978, the ship embarked on her 62nd voyage along her usual route, carrying steel cargo and 28 crew members. However, the voyage didn't go as usual this time around. Sometime in the early hours of the morning on December 12, the ship put out a distress call due to bad weather. The signals continued until around 7 a.m., and later that evening, a search party was launched. Despite receiving periodic Mayday messages throughout the following days, the search party wasn't able to find the ship. After 8 days of hunting by 13 aircraft and 80 merchant ships, the search party was called off. Although the wreck was never found and the reason for the wreck has never been explained, 2 months after the disaster, one of the MS München's lifeboats turned up. 4. Bonhomme Richard. The Bonhomme Richard was a frigate built in 1766 by a French company for the Continental Navy and was used during the American Revolution to fight against the British. It was named after Benjamin Franklin, who had published writings in Paris with the title Les Maximes de Bonhomme Richard. In general, the Bonhomme Richard had a successful career, managing to catch a total of 16 British ships. However, the ship's victory was short-lived. On September 23, 1766, the ship was hit by enemy fire, and the ship began to burn. After 36 hours of attempting to rescue the boat, the ship finally sank. Although the ship itself has never been found, there is a model of the ship in the National Museum of the U.S. Navy. So if you're curious about what this vessel would have looked like, you can just take a trip to Washington, D.C. to check it out. 3. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen was a T2 tanker that was built in Pennsylvania in 1944 to carry oil. However, in 1960, the ship was converted into a vessel that could carry molten sulfur. Sadly, it turns out that this wasn't the best decision. On February 2, 1963, just 3 years after becoming a sulfur carrier, she set out on her final voyage. However, what's particularly strange is that the ship didn't send any distress signals, it simply disappeared. After giving a location report on February 4, the ship vanished from all communication radars while it was somewhere along the southern coast of Florida. During its disappearance, the ship took 39 crew members' lives with it. Although there was one report of the ship's wreckage turning up in a desert in Libya, this hasn't been verified, and the location of the shipwreck remains a mystery today. 2. The USS Cyclops. The USS Cyclops was a collier that helped U.S. war efforts in European waters, the Caribbean, and the Atlantic seaboard. It was built in 1910 in Philadelphia and operated successfully until early March 1918. That's when the ship made a voyage to Brazil. On its way back to the U.S. from the South American country, the ship and its entire crew vanished without a trace. Due to the fact that this was during World War I, the U.S. Navy suspected that a German submarine had sunk the ship. Multiple search efforts were launched to recover the ship, but it was never recovered. To this day, we still have no information as to why the ship sank or where it lies, although there are several theories that have been put out. Besides being sunk by a German submarine, some believe the captain got drunk and ran the ship aground. Other theorists believe the ship was overloaded and sank due to its weight. Whatever the case, we likely won't know until we find the wreck. 1. The General Grant. The General Grant was a 3-mast sailing ship built in Maine in 1864. It was named after Union Army General Ulysses S. Grant. On May 14, 1866, the General Grant made a fateful journey from Melbourne to London. As it passed the Auckland Islands off the shore of New Zealand, it hit cliffs along the coast of one of the islands and went down. At the time, there were 83 people on board the ship, although only 15 people made it to shore. The 15 castaways faced harsh subarctic winds and had to use the few resources they had to build a fire and survive. After 9 months of being stranded on the islands, 4 of the castaways took a small boat to attempt an escape. They were never seen again. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them.